Our beloved viewers, welcome to the 9 p.m. English News Edition brought to you live from RTD channel. And tonight, as headlines, we have celebration of the 48th anniversary of the National Police Force founded in 1977. And on the international scene, the United States bombed three Iranian nuclear sites. Those were the top stories, and welcome back in our newsroom. As I said, at the top stories, celebration today of the 48th anniversary of the National Police Force founded in 1977. The Police Academy in Nagar was vibrantly decorated in a range of colors to mark this important milestone. The ceremony was held under the high patronage of the Minister of Justice and Prisons Affairs in charge of Human Rights, and acting Prime Minister Ali Hassan Bahdon, in the presence of the President of the National Assembly, Dilaita Mohammed Dilaita, along with several members of the government, including the Minister of the Interior, Saeed Noor, and many parliamentarians. From the break of dawn, various police units and formation took their positions, including the fanfare troop, the flag team, the motorcycle unit, the road safety brigade, the women's training units, the officers training units, the cadet training units, both boys and girls, the judicial police, the public security department, the immigration department, the intervention company training unit, the equestrian unit, the canine units, and finally the riot and special brigade unit. Let's recall the ceremony was presided over by Lieutenant Colonel Omar Yusuf Omar, director of the Idris Farah Habane Police Academy, APIFA. And upon his arrival, the Minister of Justice was received by the Minister of the Interior, Saeed Nuh Hassan, and the Director General of the National Police, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kahin. And following this, the acting Prime Minister and also Minister of Justice and President's Affairs in charge of Human Rights, Ali Hassan Bahdoun, saluted the national flag, and the ceremony officially began with a review of the troops. He was accompanied by the Minister of the Interior, Saeed Noor, and the Director General of the National Police.
De la création de la police nationale, l'ensemble du dispositif, la composant, vous rend les honneurs. À vos ordres, Monsieur le Premier ministre.
The celebration of the 48th anniversary of the founding of the National Police, held annually on June 22, also serves as an opportunity to highlight the achievement and outline future prospects of these institutions committed to the safety of the Djiboutian population. In addition to the presence of the acting Prime Minister Ali Hassan Bahdoun, the ceremony brought together numerous dignitaries, including the President of the National Assembly, Dileita Mohamed Dileita, the President of the Minister of the Interior, Saeed Noor, the Director General of the National Police, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kahin, the Chief of General Staff of the Army Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, and the Director General of the National Security, Hassan Saeed Khairi, the Chief of the Somali Police Forces, General Asad Osman, and the Prefect of Djibouti City, Abdi Siki Qayad. Also present were representatives from friendly countries, members of diplomatic corps, high-ranking officers of foreign forces stationed in the country, as well as many civilians, dignitaries. The ceremony began with a recitation of a verse from the Holy Quran. And during the ceremony, the Director General of the National Police, Abdurrahman Ali Kahin, highlighted the achievement of the past year and the crucial role of the police in ensuring safety and social protection. Let's hear it from him.
Officiers, sous-officiers, policiers.
Taking the floor during the celebration of the 48th anniversary of the National Police, the Director General, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kahin, delivered a powerful and moving address in the presence of top government and military officials, international guests, and representatives of the diplomatic corps. He began by warmly welcoming Mr. Ali Hassan Bahdoun, Minister of Justice and Penitentiary Affairs in charge of Human Rights and acting Prime Minister, and thanked him for his continued support to the National Police. He also extended his gratitude to all the distinguished guests for their presence and solidarity on this historic occasion. The Colonel emphasized that the anniversary was not only a celebration of the past, but also a moment of reflection and recommitment to the mission of the police, ensuring the safety, peace, and protection of the population. He highlighted the achievements of the past year, including the reinforcement of operational capacities, the modernization of police systems, and the improvement of community engagement. He praised the professionalism and dedication of Djibouti's police officers, noting their resilience in the face of numerous challenges such as organized crime, terrorism, and emerging cyber threats. He also recognized the importance of ongoing cooperation with regional and international partners, which has helped to strengthen training, logistics, and cross-border coordination. In his speech, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kahin paid tribute to the fallen heroes of the force, those who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to the nation. He expressed his deep appreciation to all police personnel currently serving across the country with honor and discipline. Looking ahead, he reaffirmed the National Police commitment to building a modern, inclusive, and transparent force that works closely with communities and embodies the values of justice, dignity, and public service. He concluded by calling on the youth to view police service as a noble and honorable path and assured the public that their trust and cooperation remain the cornerstone of national security.
And as part of the ceremony marking the 48th anniversary of the National Police and following the official speeches, the Minister of Justice and Penitentiary Affairs responsible for human rights and acting Prime Minister Ali Hassan Bahdon proceeded to the memorial site symbolizing the monument to the fallen, accompanied by the Minister of the Interior and the Director General of the National Police, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kahin.
بيتنا وذكرنا وأوفانا وشاهدنا وغائبنا وصغيرنا وكبيرنا اللهم من أحييته منا فأحيي على الإسلام ومن توفيته منا فتوفي على الإيمان اللهم لا تحرمنا أجرهم ولا تفتنا بعدهم واغفر لنا ولهم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.
And following this, the event moved to the hall of the Idris Farah Abane Police Academy, where attendees enjoy artistic performances and songs highlighting the vital role of the National Police in maintaining national security. Moving on now to other news, a historic day for the future of land and environmental governance. A landmark event for land and environmental governance took place today in the prestigious halls of Djibouti's National Assembly. held under the theme Land Governance, Gender and Climate Resilience. This national dialogue was organized with the support of IGAD and GIZ and brought together key actors from Djibouti's political, institutional and social landscape. The event, marked by strong female participation, highlighted the crucial role of women MPs in advancing equitable and sustainable land management. The National Dialogue is part of a broader regional process launched a month ago by IGAD and its partners aimed at promoting responsible, inclusive land governance in the Horn of Africa. And the representative of IGAD did not fail to state that the organization was committed to supporting inclusive and responsible land governance across the Horn of Africa. He emphasized that equitable access to land, especially for women and marginalized groups, was fundamental to achieving sustainable development and social stability in the region. The representative of IGAD noted that the dialogue in Djibouti was part of a broader regional initiative launched by IGAD and its partner aimed at encouraging legislative reforms and policy discussion that take into account gender equality, climate resilience, and local needs. He finally pointed out the importance of empowering women and youth through education, training, and active participation in decision-making process related to land and environmental governance. In her address, the Vice President of the National Assembly, Safia Elmi Jibril, highlighted the essential role of women in land governance and climate resilience. She affirmed that female MPs had responsibility to advocate for fair and inclusive land policies that take gender into account. She expressed concern about the increasing frequency of climate-related crises and stated that it was now more urgent than ever to ensure that women, especially in rural areas, had secure access to land. She also stressed the need for stronger legal frameworks that protect women's rights and promote sustainable land use while encouraging the involvement of young people in national development strategies. The Foreign Affairs Committee of the National Assembly held a working session to review draft law number 177 of the year 2025, ninth legislature, concerning the ratification of the protocol to the African Charter on Human and People Rights on the rights of persons with disabilities in Africa. The meeting was chaired by MP Abdurrahman Awali Yassin. In attendance were Almis Mohammed, Secretary General of the government, as well as the Director General of the National Agency for Persons with Disabilities, NEPH, accompanied by key members of his team. In Turkey now, where Djibouti's Foreign Minister International Cooperation, Abdurrahman Hussein Omar, attended the 51st session of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation's Council of Foreign Ministers on June 22 in Istanbul, Turkey. The session focused on the theme OIC in a changing world and included the official transfer of the Council presidency from Cameroon to Turkey, with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan delivering the opening speech. Key topics discussed were the ongoing Israeli aggression against Iran, major issues affecting the Islamic world, and especially the Palestinian issue amid the severe conflict in Gaza. The Foreign Affairs of Djibouti reaffirmed Djibouti's support of a two-state solution call for an immediate ceasefire. And the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training of Djibouti, Mustafa Mohamed Mahamoud, along with his technical advisor, attended to the Conference Bureau meeting held from June 18 to 22, 2025 in Quebec, Canada. Djibouti serves as a rapporteur during this high-level conference, which began with a technical session on administrative and financial issues. The opening ceremony featured key speeches from regional and local leaders, setting the stage for important discussion on educational governance in the Francophone community. And during the first day, the Bureau reviewed and approved key financial reports and plans, including the 2024 technical and financial reports and the 2025 budget. Minister Mustafa Mohamed Mahamoud actively participated in two thematic roundtables. One focused on enhancing vocational training and teacher support across Francophone countries, and the other on leveraging artificial intelligence to prevent school dropout. He highlighted Djibouti's effort and challenges in these areas, emphasizing the importance of innovation and ethical use of technology. On the second day, the Bureau engaged in a depth discussion about the teaching profession's challenges such as training, retention, and innovation. The meeting concluded with the adoption of the general report and a summary of a decision marking the official close of the session. On the second day, the Bureau meeting held in-depth discussion about the common challenges facing the teaching professions in member countries, focusing on initial and ongoing training, job attractiveness, teacher retention, motivation, and improving working conditions. Following discussion, the Bureau approved the methodology for developing a reference and guidance document praising its rigor and calling for the continuation of this strategic process. The meeting officially concluded with the adoption of the general report and the summary of decisions. The second roundtable focused on the role of artificial intelligence in preventing school dropout. Discussions center on the potential of emerging technologies to detect earlier signs of dropout. Heading now to Fez in Morocco, where Yusuf Moussa Dawale, a president of the Permanent Conference of African and Francophone Consular Chambers during the annual General Assembly held in Fez, and leading a network spanning over 30 countries across Africa, Europe, the Caribbean, and the Indian Ocean. Mr. Dawale aims to revitalize CPCCAF with a clear and actionable program, describing his election not as a personal honor but as a collective responsibility. Let's come back now to the country where Oboh was once again the busy center of the French colony. Today, its buildings and memories tell a story of power, neglect, and strength. In this issue, we take a look at the lasting signs of colonization in Oboh through these powerful images. For deeper insight, let's listen to Dini's comments.
It was with a delegation of traditional chiefs, led by Leonce Lagarde, that a treaty was signed on the 11th of March 1862, ceding to France the ports, harbour and anchorage of Oboh, along with the plain extending from Ras Ali in the south to Ras Dumera in the north. The new French colony was then named the Protectorate of Oboh and Dependencies for the colonial power. The strategic importance of this new colony, located along the route to French imperial positions in the Far East, the Pacific and Madagascar via the Suez Canal, was evident. Oboh thus became the capital of this Protectorate of Oboh and Dependencies until 1892. For about 30 years, it served as a coal depot for French ships traveling to or returning from the French colonies in Asia and Madagascar. The French built a few basic infrastructures necessary for their interests. The government Lagarde's residence to house passing European guests, a Catholic mission to attempt the evangelization of local populations, a jetty for ships anchored offshore, a few stone buildings constructed by traders from Yemen or Zela, some warehouses, and so on. However, despite the rapid growth of Oboch, attracting populations from Yemen, Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Somalia, the French colonial authorities abruptly decided in 1892 to transfer the capital of their colony to the site of Djibouti. To justify their arbitrary decision made without consulting the local populations, the French imperial authorities claimed that Djibouti had a more favorable climate than Oboch, being less exposed to strong winds and frequent storms in the Gulf of Tajora. In addition, Djibouti had better sources of drinking water than Oboch, an important consideration for developing a city that could support a growing population and intensive commercial activity, according to the French. They conveniently include the fact that the largest Wadi Sadai in the territory passed just a few kilometers from the city of Oboch. From then on, the abandoned capital sank into long lethargic slumber after much of its population followed the colonial authorities to Djibouti, a city experiencing rapid expansion. Its wide, deserted streets bear witness to the brutality of the abandonment of a city that had been ideally placed to become a hub for telegraph and maritime communication, essential for coordination and exchange with other colonial positions and the metropole. To this day, the presence of colonial-era buildings such as cold forts and administrative structures serves as a constant reminder of the colonial era. These buildings, often in poor condition, symbolizes French occupation and restoration. All are crumbling in ruin under the passive gaze of the colonial authorities, who maintain only the Lagarde residence and the seaside cemetery, where the tombs are regularly repainted with white and the French flag is always replaced. Amid the scene of colonial desolation and abandonment stands the Soleil Tower, built by French trade and intended to serve as an observation tower and shelter in case of hostile attacks. It is a monument that the people of Oboch no longer understand and often mistake for a lighthouse. Additionally, in the early 20th century, a small penal camp was established to imprison convicts from mainland France. But the project was soon abandoned in favor of the famous penal colony of Cayenne in French Guiana. Adventurers like Henry de Montfort found in the Marginal land the perfect ground to engage in smuggling of weapons and hashish, among others, as the now landlocked former capital was safe from the constant harassment of the colonial authorities. These historical ruins are mockingly referred to by the people of Oboch as Baytehayu, meaning the old Oboch, or the vanished Oboch. Today, Oboch has become a small, resilient town, too distant from the capital, surviving thanks to fishing and the traditional livestock of its hinterland. In short, the scars of colonization in Oboch are visible in every domain. These impacts continue to influence the town and its people, creating ongoing challenge for development and for reconciliation with its colonial past. It would take the independence of the country for this region to be placed on an equal footing with the other regions of the Republic of Djibouti and to finally begin its long process of catching up in terms of infrastructure and development.
Djibouti's fight for independence started to grow in the 1960s. Pressure from international organizations like UN and the OASU, combined with international social and political challenges, play a key role in Djibouti's gaining its independence. Tune in again to Dini's comment.
Several political parties played a key role in the struggle for Djibouti's independence, notably the MPL, the Popular Liberation Movement, and the UNI, National Union for Independence. The LPAI, African People's League for Independence, founded in February 1972, was also a key player in this presence. This party was born from the merger of three movements: the African People's League, led by Hassan Khaled Abtidon, the League for the Future and Order, led by Ahmad Dini, and the AJP, led by Idris Farah Habaneh. Hassan Khaled Abtidon served as president of the party, and Ahmad Dini as its secretary general. The LPAI was also directly involved in the negotiations held in Paris during the first half of 1977 in preparation for the territory's transition to independence. On August of 26, 1966, General de Gaulle made a stop in Djibouti as part of an international tour. During his visit, hundreds of demonstrators waved banners demanding the independence of the territory. This event marked a visible rise in Djibouti nationalism. Upon his return, de Gaulle was questioned by the French press during a conference about the future of French colonies, especially that the French territory of the Afars in the east as formerly French Somaliland. In response to popular pressure, the French government organized a referendum in March 1967. The official results announced a majority in favor of maintaining the French presence, but these results were widely contested by the opposition, which denounced massive fraud. The ensuing repression caused the deaths of at least 12 people and left many others injured. Shortly after, the territory was renamed the French territory of the Afar and the Isas. In 1973, French President Georges Pompidou visited Djibouti to assess the political situation. Tensions continued to rise, culminating in a dramatic event. On the 3rd of February 1976, independence activists from the Front for the Liberation of the Somali Coast hijacked a school bus and took the passengers to Loyada, a border post with Somalia. This act highlighted France's increasing difficulty in maintaining its colonial presence in Djibouti and marked a major step towards the territory's independence. The following year, in 1977, a referendum was held. Over 99% of voters expressed their support for independence. Independence was officially declared on June 27, 1977, marking the end of the French colonial rule. Hassan Goulet Abtidon became the first president of the Republic of Djibouti, while Ahmed Dini Ahmed was appointed prime minister.
And as part of the celebration marking the 48th anniversary of the national independence, the festive caravan has made a stop on the evening of Saturday, June 24th, 2025, in the Kartile neighborhood, specifically at the Community Development Center of Neighborhood 7 Peace. And on this occasion, a large crowd gathered, including residents from this neighborhood, Kartile, Humbuli, and Jebel, along with many notable figures, government members, MPs, representatives from the National Union of Djiboutian Women, local mayors, and elected officials, all came together to celebrate the spirit of national unity in a warm and friendly atmosphere. The neighborhood came alive with a vibrant evening full of color, driven by a strong turnout and a rich variety of artistic performances.
فرحة حريتنا حريتنا فرحة حريتنا مرحبا قرني مهتويني مجيدة طنطا مبينة غي صارت عاصمة صارت صارنا على كيني إنك الصعوب قالي ودسي الشيعان بحي انت ليالي يدا إيدينا نهبكا ولا قاعد بشي حرني واحدة رجدين مركي لقى قاضي عقلن وانتو دلعي ظل من اللقى الريوي
In his address, the president of Boulogne Commune underlined the significance of the 48th anniversary of Djibouti. He stressed that such events plays a vital role in strengthening national unity and fostering a sense of community among the neighborhoods of Kartile, Humbuli, and Jebel. The president of Boulogne Commune also pointed out that the cultural performances are very important in preserving Djibouti's heritage and inspiring the younger generation to appreciate their history. Finally, he expressed his sincere thanks to all the participants and organizers for their commitment to making the evening a memorable and meaningful occasion. Moving on now to the world news. The U.S. bombed three Iranian nuclear sites, with President Trump saying one site was completely destroyed. Dini has more to tell us.
U.S. President Donald Trump announced that American forces had successfully conducted an airstrike targeting three nuclear facilities in Iran, located in Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. Trump specified the U.S. Air Force B-2 strategic bombers took off from a base in the United States, crossed the Pacific, and then executed the operation. He stated that a full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary nuclear site at Fordow, declaring that that site no longer exists. He added that all American aircraft exited Iranian airspace without sustaining any losses. In response, Iran denounced the U.S. attack as a barbaric act and a blunted violation of international law, and called for an emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi stated that the United States had committed a serious violation of the UN Charter by targeting nuclear facilities with peaceful objectives. He added, "We reserve the right to defend our sovereignty and interests in accordance with the right of self-defense enshrined in the United Nations Charter."
In response, Iran launched two missiles salvo against Israel today, causing significant damage and casualties in multiple areas, including Tel Aviv, Haifa, and Nes Zayona. Again, with Dini comments.
Early Sunday morning, Iran launched two volleys of missiles targeting Israel, causing significant damage in multiple regions. The attack came just hours after American airstrikes targeted three Iranian nuclear facilities. According to Israel Army Radio, the missiles directly hit several sites, including the Greater Tel Aviv area, Haifa, and Nes Zayona, located south of Tel Aviv, resulting in widespread destruction. Israeli media reported numerous casualties, with several individuals in critical condition. Around 20 people are believed to be trapped under the rubble in Nes Zayona. One missile reportedly struck Haifa even before the alert sirens were activated, prompting the Israeli military to launch an investigation into a potential alarm system failure.
So that's it for tonight news. Thanks for being with us and have a good night.